Hi Vikings, this video is going to help show you how to fill out correctly the argue was agriculture good for humans. So on the front you have already filled out that information about how agriculture was good for humans. Our evidence for this came on the front of our paper in section 2 under the farming revolution, and it was after farming began they had a more steady food supply. This allowed people to stay in one place. And we talked about why that was important. What that meant and why that was important. And then on the back, we already have this top part filled out about how agriculture was not good for humans. Our evidence for that was that there is a natural chemical in milk called lactose. The human body could not digest it. And we talked about what that meant and why it mattered. So together, we are going to decide agriculture was or was not good for humans. Now, you can disagree with me, but I think agriculture was good for humans. The majority of the information in the article says that it was, and that's how we live now. That's how we're used to living. So that's why I think that agriculture was good for humans. So I am going to, on my paper, circle that agriculture was good for humans. Now I'm going to find evidence from the text. And my evidence I'm going to find in section 4. And it's going to be the very first sentence of section 4. I'm going to go ahead and copy that down. Cattle, goats, sheep, and pigs were soon farmed too. And I use my quotation marks to show that I took this information from a different text. I did not come up with it myself. If you need extra time, pause the video, but I am just going to keep going because you have the opportunity to pause. This came from section 4, so I'm going to put down 4 right there. And now, in this middle box, I have to put the quote into my own words. Sorry about that, guys. In this middle box, I have to put the quote into my own words. I cannot repeat what I have already copied. So remember, it's okay to reread what we've already written. So we wrote, cattle, goats, sheep, and pigs were soon farmed too. This means that people, what did they do with the cattle, the goats, the sheep, and the pigs? Well, I know that they farmed them, but did they find them growing out of the ground? Oh, okay. They raised them from babies and then they used their meat and their skin and their products to help make life better. Got it. Okay. So this means that people raised a variety of animals because they're not just raising cows. They're not just raising pigs. They're raising a variety of animals. Now the text doesn't directly say what they use the animals for. It does talk a little bit later about using milk, but so we can say that in order to use them for survival. Also, if I spell it right, survival. So people would drink cow's milk, they would eat ham, they would eat chicken eggs, they would decorate themselves with quail feathers and eagle feathers. They would use cow skin as leather and make clothing. So they used the animals in order to survive. Again, pause the video if you need to. I'm going to go ahead and go on. Now, in this last box, we talk about why we care, why it's important for people to know and to care about. So I'm going to use my sentence stem and I'm going to say, this matters because, and then I know later I'm going to add another sentence. So I'm just going to be lazy and work ahead, and I'm going to put the sentence stems there already. Okay? So my first sentence, I've already forgotten what I've written. So I'm going to go and reread it. You can go back and read what you've written as many times as you need to. So follow along with me as I read this time. agriculture was good for humans. Cattle, goats, sheep, and pigs were soon farmed too. This means that people raised a variety of animals in order to use them for survival. This matters because animal products made living a lot easier. People were able to raise animals instead of hunting them, and it was easier to get food and supplies than it was before, when people were hunters and gatherers. Okay, cool. Why is that important? I'm going to read it again because I don't remember. I took a break and my brain said, I don't remember. So let's read it one more time. Cattle, goats, sheep, and pigs were soon farmed too. This means that people raised a variety of animals in order to use them for survival. This matters because animal products made living a lot easier. People were able to raise animals instead of hunting them, and it was easier to get food and supplies than it was before, when people were hunters and gatherers. This is important because what happened because we were able to raise our own food and have those animal products. We already said that life was easier, but how did it make life easier? What kinds of things were we able to have because of that? Yeah, so we talked about the food. Yeah, we use their skin for leather. We still do. Exactly, we use the eggs and milk for byproducts. Okay, we used feathers, sure. Yeah, we also use their bones to make tools. So every single piece of the animal historically has been used in one way or another. We still do that to this day. We still try and use every single piece of an animal. So this is important because it helped make humans' lives easier by making it easy to collect food, clothing, and tools. Okay? So if you said agriculture was not good for humans, then you are going to go in a text. You are going to find another piece of evidence that shows that agriculture was not good for humans. You're going to quote it directly from the text, not changing any words, and including your quotation marks. Then you are going to take the quote and put it into your own words in this box. And then after you have reread it, you are going to explain why it matters, why is it important, why do we care. If you have questions, please email me. Have a great weekend, Vikings.